it's very important that you learn some of the basics. There are things that you need to know in order to make it in real estate. And if you don't know these key things, then you will have a shallow foundation. And once you have a shallow foundation, what happens? The building will fall. You will not be able to stay for long. You see realtors, they come into real estate, and some of them don't last up to 6 months because they don't have a solid foundation. So some of these things we're going to be doing these 3 weeks is to build the foundation for sustainable real estate business. Building the foundation that you need in order to make it big and stay for long in real estate. Because real estate is one of the best industries in the world. It's one of the best industries in the world because it doesn't have a ceiling on how much you can earn. So we're going to be looking at the basics. What are the important things we need to know? Today we'll just look at some of the basics. The next Thursday we'll be looking at investment and land acquisitions. And then the last Thursday we'll be looking at real estate as a business, starting it as a business. So today we start with the basics you need to know in real estate. Hello, if you are joining me for the first time, I am Coach Emmanuel Josiah, or you can call me Coach Manny. And like I said, this is Vatican Realtors Academy. We hold every Thursday, both online and on site. You can join us on site, Hallmark Plaza, located beside Udoka Housing Estate, by Enugu Onitsha Expressway, Oka, Anambra State. You're welcome, and I'm glad to see you. So today, let's go into what we have for today. The basics you need to know in real estate. This is an introduction topic. So we're going to start with what is real estate. What is real estate? Real estate refers to land and any permanent structures attached to it, whether it is natural or man-made. Such structures can include farming, can include properties like building, it can include any other thing if it's natural resources. Everything inside that land is part of the real estate. So any land and the permanent structures on it is termed as real estate. That is why under real estate we have land. When we say land, we mean undeveloped land. That's what we mean. Or maybe a farm, that is land. Or a vacant plot. Then when we say residential building, we mean homes where people live in. Homes, we mean apartments. That's residential buildings. When we say commercial property, we mean some things like office building, plazas, malls, hotels. These are commercial properties. And then industrial properties, we mean industries and factories, warehouses and all those ones. So that is real estate. Land and any of the structures in it. So simply put, you can say real estate is a property that consists of the land and any of the structures attached to the land. Now let's go to Module 2. The common real estate terminologies. You know, every industry has specific terms they use. And it's very important that we get to know some of these terms. Number one, you can hear property. Property is a piece of land or building. A piece of land or building. So if I see a land, I will call it a property. If I see building, I will call it a property that is owned by an individual. Then we have title. What is title? Title is a legal proof that you own a property. A document that proves ownership. So it's a legal proof of ownership. That's the title. So when you buy land, they ask you, what title does the land have? So when you hear title, you know it means the legal proof, what shows that this person owns this land or is entitled to this land. Then we have what we call deed. That's D-E-E-D. Deed simply means transfer of ownership. So a document that shows transfer of ownership, that is deed. That means I'm transferring my ownership to someone else. I remember the first time I bought a vehicle, my first car, it was from someone, and then we had to sign an agreement paper. That's what it was. We had to sign an agreement paper. Now in real estate, you don't sign agreement paper, you sign a deed. So it's the deed that says, I have transferred the ownership of this land to you. That's deed. So every land you buy, you must have a deed on it. And that deed is what stands to show that this person owned this land before, but now you are now the new owner. Then we have what we call lease. Lease is also a document that shows that someone is entitled to a property, but for a number of years. So if I give you a lease document, it means that maybe for 5 years, depending on what is written on that document, you are the one that owns that property for that number of years. So lease is just temporarily granting someone else use of a property for a temporary time, for a stated amount of time, granting someone use of a property. Then we have what we call mortgage. Mortgage, that is a loan that is secured by real estate. A loan you secure to buy a real estate property is called a mortgage. So either you secure a loan to buy a land, you secure a loan to buy a house, that is mortgage. Then we have appreciation. When we say appreciation, we actually mean that the price of something is increasing. We also have depreciation. Usually when we talk about depreciation, we also talk that the price of an asset is reducing. So if I say that the price of this property is appreciating, simply means that the cost is increasing. Or we can even just say this property is appreciating. Or this property will appreciate in the next 10 years. So it means this property will increase in cost. It will depreciate, it will reduce in cost. Then we have what we call a broker, real estate broker, or an agent. Real estate broker or agent is someone that mediates in real estate transactions. He mediates a real estate transaction. He assists in buying, selling of properties to clients. Then commission, the payment that is made when you sell a property to an agent. The payment made to an agent when he or she sells a property is commission. So the payment is usually in percentage form on the property. To an agent, payment made to an agent during or after closing a deal. Then we have closing a deal, that is the final step in the transfer of ownership. When we say you have closed the deal, it means that finally ownership has changed hands. There is a transfer of titles between Mr. A and Mr. B. That is what we call closing. So we are still going to be looking at some of more terminologies in real estate as we move on, because we'll go into listings, leads, and many other, even land types, land sizes. We'll be looking at all of that as we move on in the course of the training. Now let's look at the types of real estate we have. We have 4 major categories, four major categories. The first category is residential. When we say residential real estate, we mean homes. If someone says, I'm into residential real estate, that's a niche. That's a real estate niche. Niche is like your area of focus in real estate. So someone that is into residential real estate is just into homes. Maybe helping people to rent apartments, helping people to rent full houses, helping people to buy a house. That is residential real estate. It just involves homes. And under residential, we have apartments, we have homes, we have duplexes, flats, bungalows, luxury apartments, etc. Even rentals too is still under residential real estate. Then we have commercial real estate. Commercial real estates include office buildings, plazas, shopping complexes, hotels, restaurants. These are commercial real estate. That's a different niche in real estate. And each of those niches have the different agreements that you have to go into. Each of these niches have something unique about them. And you have to learn more on each of the niche, any of the ones you would like to venture in. Then we have industrial real estate. Industrial is factories, warehouses, research and development facilities. Still under types. Then we have land, which is the most common one here. Land, that means undeveloped land, vacant plots, bush, like some people call it. Farmlands too. These are land. Then finally, this one, I won't really term it a type. This is special purpose. That means any other thing apart from these four. Things like schools, churches, hospitals, government buildings, they are still part of real estate. Now, who are the key players? Who are the key players in real estate? Number one, we have real estate developers. Real estate developers are people that develop a property. They buy land which is undeveloped land, and then they develop it. So we call them real estate developers. Just like Vatican Garden Project is a real estate development company. Because we don't just buy, we buy and develop. We buy and develop. So we're called real estate developers. Then we have investors. Investors are people that just invest in land. They are not into real estate development. They just want to buy and keep and resell land. A real estate developer buys and develops a property, which is land. An investor buys the land to resell or to keep for a time, just as an investment. So most of the real estate companies might just be investors, not real estate developers. Then we have the realtors or real estate agents or brokers. Those are the people that are licensed to sell a property. They have the license to sell a property. We advise every realtor to register under the company they are selling, so that when you make a sales, you won't have any issue. That registration is what gives you license to sell the property of that company. Then we have property managers. Property managers are people that take care of properties, day-to-day dealings of the properties. For example, people that manage plazas, they are property managers. People that manage estates are also property managers. So they take care of the day-to-day things involved in a property. We have financial institutions. We have a lot of financial institutions that play key role in real estate, like mortgage banks as a general, where people get loans, and some of them. And then we have regulatory authorities in real estate, like the Ministry of Lands, the survey departments, the housing authorities. These are regulatory authorities in the government that play key roles in real estate. Yourself, you will sell a property and you will have certain issues when you are not aware of some of these regulatory authorities. Now, what are the processes in real estate? The basic processes in real estate. Number one, we have land acquisition. That is acquiring land. Negotiating and acquiring land. So you see a piece of property is up for sale or is not even up for sale. You go and meet the owners and negotiate to get that property. That is land acquisition. You can acquire it outrightly, or you can acquire it on credit, or you can even get a power of attorney just to sell for the owners. That's still land acquisition. Then we have development. Development means you acquire a property and you develop it as you build on it, or you change the landscape so that it looks more attractive. For example, when you buy a property and you fence it, that's part of development. You buy a property, you bring in lights, street lights, or you do drainages, those are development. You do roads, that is development. Then we have marketing and sales, still processes of real estate. No real estate thrives without marketing and sales. In fact, there is no real estate without sales. And sales comes from marketing. So it is very important that everyone starting in real estate should be ready to market. Marketing is the heart of real estate. So you must be ready to market. In fact, the first question we ask you as a realtor when you come in is, are you ready to market? Are you ready to talk to people? When we talk about marketing, it feels like, are you ready to talk to people? Are you ready to use your social media handles to publicize about what you are doing? Because if you are not ready, then real estate cannot be for you. Then we have financing. Getting the finances, either by yourself or through mortgages like I've already talked about, or through other sources. Financing of the property. Then property management, that's taking care of the properties that you have. Maybe you bought a fix and flip, fixing it and flipping, and then after that, selling it off. You might decide not to sell off and instead rent. When you do rentals, you are now into property management. Once you do rentals, you are into property management. So you see a lot of houses that we're in, people that are tenants. The lawyers in charge of those houses are property managers. That's what they do. Then valuation and appraisal. When you go to a piece of property, we do what we call valuation. That means, how much is this property worth? That's what valuation takes care of. The cost of a property. So every property has a particular cost, and you need to find it. Sometimes the market cost might be different from the actual cost. So as a real estate personnel, you grow yourself to the extent where you can easily detect or value a piece of property. When you come to a place and they tell you this thing is, you can easily know how much this place should sell. How much it should sell based on what is around the area, where the locality is, and all. That's valuation. So there are also professionals that are into just valuation and appraisals. There are professionals that are into valuation. They tell you how much a place sells for. Then we have the legal documentation. Without documentation, there can't be sales. So proper documentation is very, very important in real estate, because real estate is not like selling a car. It's not like buying a phone. It's not like buying things in the market. There you can just buy and they will give you a receipt. Or even if they don't give you a receipt, you go home. You've already carried it in your bag. It's not the same, because in real estate, after selling, government has to be aware. Communities have to be aware. Individuals have to be aware. If not, you run into serious trouble. If not, you run into serious trouble. Imagine selling a property and you just bought it. Okay, let's say you bought a property. You bought it from one individual and you didn't know that his children don't know that he sold that property. What do you think will happen next? They will also go and sell the property. Or you bought it from a family and you bought it from one of the brothers and the other one doesn't know that you sold. So in real estate, you get consent of every party involved. That is the processes in real estate. So land acquisition, development, marketing and sales, financing, property management, valuation approval, and legal documentation. Now let's look at how to start your journey in real estate. How do you start your journey in real estate? Number one, and this one is the most important step. If you must start in real estate, you must start with a mentor or you work with a company. It's very, very important because you need a guide. You see, real estate is not the kind of industry you go and read in the school and come out and say, I've read it, I can do it. No. Even if you read real estate in school, when you come out, you see that what you see outside is very, very much different. You need someone that can guide you and show you the various steps to take. And understand that every terrain is different. Every country, every location have their own specific terms. So anywhere you go to, let's say you stop doing real estate in the East and you go to Lagos, you need to still understand what is happening over there. So a mentor is always required in real estate. For the first 2 or 3 months you come into a real estate, you want to join real estate. For the first 2 or 3 months, you need to work under a mentor or work under a company so that you understand the basics. You understand what you need to do. You know how to set up. You know how to start up what you want to do. You need to work with others. It's more like an apprenticeship. Then you need to educate yourself. It is not enough to also work with people. You must be ready. In fact, it even starts with the willingness within yourself to change, to learn, and to grow. So you must educate yourself. You must take time to educate yourself. Go for seminars. As a realtor, every month you must attend at least one seminar on real estate. You must read something, a book on real estate. You must check YouTube videos about real estate. You must keep yourself abreast of what is happening around you. That's what distinguishes you as a realtor, because you'll be surprised that you will sell a property and someone will come to maybe inquire 1 or 2 things from you and you will fumble. Just because you've not been upgrading yourself in real estate. So you need to educate yourself. You need to find your niche too. Your niche, your peculiarity. Where do you want to, what do you want to sell in real estate? You don't need to spread yourself thin and sell everything. Do you want to sell residential? Do you want to sell commercial? Do you want to sell industrial real estate? What do you want to do as a real estate person? Do you want to be a developer? Do you want to be an investor? Do you want to be a property manager? Find your own niche. Find your own. It's more like finding your own brand. People need to know you for something. What do you want people to know you for? When they come to you or when they hear your name, what do you want them to know you for? You need to find your niche. And when you find it, that is what's going to elevate you from everybody else. Then build a network. Real estate is a relationship kind of company. It's a company that is built on relationship. It's not built on sales. It's not built on money. It's not built even on properties. It's built on relationship. Everything we do in real estate is a relationship. The sales you are going to make in real estate is based on trust, and trust comes from your relationships. So if you can't build trust with a client, the client won't buy from you. And building that trust is having a relationship with a client. Like I said before, it's not like buying phone. I just look at the phone. This phone is fine. I carry it and go. No. When you look at land, this land is fine, and you buy it, or maybe say, I've seen you, okay, you are okay, let me give you money. What happens next? When the properties issue will start coming out, you see, that's why it is always important in real estate to build relationships. It's the relationships you build that will help you make sales. If you are not making sales, it's because you have not built a network. If you are not making sales in real estate, it's because you have not built a network yet. You need to get to know people. Let people know you. Let them see you. Let them know you for something. Let them know you for integrity. Let them know you for working with your principles. It is when they know you that you are a man of your principle, a woman of your principle, they'll be like, yes, you can trust this person with this amount of money. Okay, how to start your real estate journey? Start small. Even if you have $1 billion today, don't go into real estate and just throw that money in. Start small. That's the advice to everybody. Start little. Real estate is a place where you grow yourself. You don't jump up. If you jump up, you will come down. That's the law of nature. Once you jump up, nature will still bring you down. But if you grow up, you stay up. So in real estate, don't jump up. Start growing from little. Don't try to, get to where others are first. No, start from little. That is why this foundation course is very, very important. A lot of realtors, they come into companies and they just go out, they want to start marketing, or they want to do this or do that, or they want to even start their own. I've seen someone, first 2 months they joined real estate, he said he wants to start his own real estate company. I asked him, what do you know about real estate? He said, it's nothing now, just buy property. Till today, that guy has issue. The land he bought still has issue. He's still going to court because of it. Because there are some things you need to know that nobody will tell you until you are under them. I was having a training with my boss yesterday, and there are some things I didn't know that he started telling me how he encountered those problems and how he was able to solve it. And nobody will tell you until you are. That's why mentorship in real estate is very important. Until you are under them, nobody will tell you This is why this, this is why this policy is here, this is why this. These are the policies that you need to look at when you are doing land acquisition. That is why mentorship is important. So you need to start small. Just start from where you are. Start gradually from where you are and grow yourself. Keep growing until you get to where you want to be. Then leverage technology. We have our WhatsApp, we have our Facebook, we have YouTubes. Make use of them. But real estate is one of the best industries because you can work remotely. You can be at home and be doing most of the work. And the time you need to come out is maybe to show clients properties or to go and look at new properties that you want to show clients. So leverage technology. Make sure that you are digitally present. It is very important that we can see you online. Because now the world is digital. So your clients need to also see you online. And your online presence matters. Because when your clients come online to see you, how do they see you? What are they seeing you showing? Very, very important. So these are some of the ways you can start your journey in real estate. Work with a mentor or a company at least for 2 years. At least for 2 years. Educate yourself, find your niche, build a network, and start small. Start small and leverage social media, leverage online listings, leverage the digital market to start up. Now, what makes real estate industry attractive? What makes it attractive to everyone? What makes it attractive to you? Number one is wealth creation. I was listening to someone and he said the first time he got into real estate, his boss told him, "You are coming in here, there is no salary for you. There is no salary, there is nothing for you. It's just whatever you work out at the end of the month, that's what you get." And he was like, "I love it." And the boss was like, "Why do you like it? You don't like normal salary that every day they will pay you?" He said, "Because there is no ceiling to how much I can earn." And that's the truth about real estate. No ceiling to how much you can earn. The first time I made 1 million in a week was in real estate. I've made money before, hundreds of thousands, but the first time I made up to 1 million in a week was just in real estate. I met somebody and we did the land deal and the commission was coming in millions. So there is no ceiling to how much you can earn in real estate. In fact, real estate has the most millionaires in the world. The most millionaires in the world were from real estate. It's a wealth creation industry. And you can be anything you want to be. If you want to be a billionaire, you can be a billionaire in real estate. Another thing that makes real estate industry attractive is tangible assets. Their assets in real estate are tangible. So even if, for example, I buy a property and I say I want to just invest, I'm investing. Remember, investment is just to buy and resell or to keep. I buy a property now and because I'm investing, I want to sell it off in the next 3 months. And in the next 3 months, it's not selling. I still have the property, right? Is the property depreciating? No. Share is appreciating. So, if it stays for 1 year, what happens? The price is still increasing. Are you getting it? But if I buy a phone or a car and say, okay, I want to sell it in the next 3 months. In the next 3 months, what happened? Okay, I can't sell it in the next 3 months. And I start looking for buyers. I will start looking at reducing the price. Because definitely it will start depreciating. Even if I'm packing it somewhere, the painting and some of the things will start going down. It will start needing maintenance. Are you getting it now? So Most other industries have a natural depreciation, whereas in real estate, there is a natural appreciation. I've never seen a land they said they were selling this land for 500,000 before, and now they are selling it for 300,000. Have you seen? It's not possible. If they were selling it for 500,000 before, by the time you come next time, they tell you it's 1 million. You come again, it's 10 million. You even be surprised. So that's how real estate is. That's why it is very attractive. That's why we tell people to invest in properties. You invest in properties because properties never depreciate. They only appreciate. They don't depreciate, they appreciate. So real estate is tangible. Real estate keeps appreciating over time. You are not afraid of whether the value will decrease. You are not afraid of naira to dollar conversion. You are sure that whenever you want to sell this, you are going to sell it above what you bought it for. Then, real estate has flexibility of time. As a real estate agent, or as a real estate developer, or as a property manager, you have flexibility of time. Why? Unlike other industries where it's 9 to 4 jobs or 9 to 6, you can decide to go and do your marketing whenever you want to. You can decide to meet your clients when you want to. So there is flexibility of time. You choose your schedule. So if you want to work hard in real estate, it's up to you. If you want to work leisurely in real estate, it's still up to you. Real estate is one of the only industries you can actually take 1 year vacation. There is a level you get in real estate, you can take a year vacation and people will be working for you. That's the truth. There is a name you will build in real estate. You can take vacation for a year and your money will still be flowing in based on the properties you have, based on what you are doing. Money will still be flowing in. That's what we call a secondary income. So real estate has flexibility of time, and like I said, there is no ceiling to how much you can actually make in real estate. And then real estate creates a lot of jobs. It creates jobs for a lot of people. Architects, surveyors, there are different people involved in real estate industry. There are many people, even lawyers, engineers, all of them are involved in real estate industry. So it creates a lot of jobs for many people. So when you enter into real estate business, for example, I'm someone that wants to create a job for others. Real estate is an industry for you. Because when you get into real estate, just the realtors you have alone. Is there any other industry that can have as much realtors as real estate has? What are the challenges in real estate? We have seen the advantages or what makes it attractive. There are also challenges in real estate. One of the challenges in real estate is capital. Real estate is something that demands capital. But it depends on the type of real estate you want to go into. It depends on how you want to enter real estate. If you are entering in as a real estate agent, you will not require much capital. If you are entering in as a real estate developer, you will require capital. If you are entering in as a property manager, you will not require much capital. Then some of the capitals might come in as mortgages, as investments. Some of the capital you require maybe as a real estate developer might come in as mortgages or as investments from other people. Then number 2 challenge in real estate is fraud and scam. I think land is one of the industries that have the most fraud. Second to computer industry. Why? Because people sell and resell. And due to the fact that a lot of real estate agents, even real estate companies, don't do due diligence that is required. That is why we have so many people falling for those schemes. Because if you do your due diligence, if you go through the process and check everything, tick every box that needs to check, the possibility of you falling for a scam or a fraud will be very, very minimal. It will be very, very minimal. Some people want to buy properties. They don't even go to the survey department to go and verify the survey. Some people want to buy properties. They don't go to meet the community to verify the ownership of those properties. These are some of due diligence you need to make. When you want to buy a property, there are so many, key people you need to meet in order to verify the ownership, the legality of that property. Two people can have title to a property. Hope you know that. Two people can have title to a property. It's not left for you to go and verify who is the right owner of this property. So somebody gives you a deed and tells you, I'm the one that owns this property. You carry that deed, you go and verify. You don't just say, I have seen deed, now he has deed. What else am I looking for? Someone gives you power of attorney. You carry it and go and verify. Someone gives you a survey that shows his name. Oh, this land is registered under me. You carry it and go and verify. Every document in real estate needs to be verified. It needs to be verified to be sure that this is the legal document, and this is the correct document, it's authentic. Then, market fluctuations. Sometimes it will look like all the clients are coming. Some seasons you will see too many clients. Some seasons it will feel like you are not seeing clients. That is the fluctuation in business, in real estate. Because it is a business of people, business of relationship. That's why it is that way. So there is always a market fluctuation. And the market fluctuation is good and it's bad. It's good in the sense that you can earn any amount you want. You can earn any amount. In fact, I've seen people earn more than 100 million in real estate in a year. I've seen people earn more than 100 million in real estate in a year. So you can earn any amount you decide, depending on the work you decide to put on it. Then legal issues. We have land disputes, unclear titles, government acquisitions. These are still part of challenges in real estate. I've seen lands where governments come to take over. But if you do your due diligence, it will reduce this to a very great amount. If you do the due diligence required, it will reduce it to a very great extent. There are some signatures you need. There are some statements you need from government when you are acquiring land that will help you so that if government wants to take over that land, they have to give you compensation. Are you getting it? So all those due diligence, sometimes it might look stressful. You might just feel like, let me just buy this land and go. That's why I say real estate or market. It's not a area or a coca market where you just buy and go and say you bought. Then regulatory barriers. Sometimes governments come up with so many regulations. Real estate, tax reforms, permits. There are complex processes. For example, the process of doing C of O becomes complex. process of getting this and all that. So those are regulatory barriers. Sometimes it poses challenges in real estate. And then you know that each of these regulations come with a fee. Each of the regulations come with a fee. So there are too many fees to pay in real estate. Then the liquidity challenge. When you get real estate as an investment, sometimes it feels difficult to liquidify. That means to convert it to cash. I gave an example. Someone bought a piece of real estate and said, okay, in the next 3 months, I will sell it. In the next 3 months, you might still not be able to sell it. That's the thing about real estate. You might not be able to sell it in that next 3 months. So real estate is a long-term investment. We advise people, make it a long-term investment. Because if you make it short-term, you might lose. What it will mean is that if that land you bought it for 10 million and you want to sell it off immediately, you might sell it lower because it's more like a distress sale. That's what we call it, distress sale. So in real estate, to make it long-term, at least like the lowest it should be a year. The lowest tenure for your investment in real estate should be at least a year. So if I'm buying a land, have in mind that in the next 2 years or in the next 3 years, that's when I want to sell it. If you sell it immediately, it will enter into distress sales. Although I've seen people that bought a month and sold the next month and made money. Yeah, that's opportunity. Sometimes you see opportunities. For example, you see real estate companies that sell a land. Maybe they do a promo, and the promo is 5 million. And you buy it during the promo time. And then the next month, they are selling it at 8 million. Then you can now sell your own at 7 million. You say no. You will sell your own easily and you still make profits on it. So that's looking at the opportunity. So there are opportunities like that. But apart from those kind of opportunities, make your real estate investments long term, at least 1 year. So when you buy a property, say, okay, in the next 1 year, I will sell. Or in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years. The most people that become billionaires in real estate are people that left their properties. There are people that left their properties since 2000, that the property, when they bought it then, was, I think, around 10,000 or 20, or around 10,000, 1,000. So there are people that bought properties for 1,000 naira, 10,000. But currently, that property is selling in billions. The same property, there is no difference. In fact, they've not even done anything, maybe apart from fencing. But that property is now selling in billions because they left it for long. So if you buy a property now, maybe the property is selling at 1.5 million, and you give it 10 years, you're expecting something very much higher in return. If I use my company for example, when we bought Ibarian, we were selling at 2.5 million first. But now, what is it selling? 5.5. So that's once you give property time, you will definitely sell it higher than what you buy it by time, sometimes times 10 of what you bought it. But if you are so eager to sell off, you will have the liquidity challenge because it will now be a distress sale. And let me tell you the truth, there are a lot of people that are looking for distress sale. Those are opportunists. We are looking for distress sale so that we'll pick it and hold it ahead for you. Then there is competition in real estate too. You see a lot of real estate companies and all that. But I don't like to look at them as competition. I like to look at them as collaboration. I believe in real estate collaborating because We are all going to the same place, except people that are into Yahoo Yahoo. Because a lot of people are using real estate to cover up for money laundering. A lot of people are using real estate to cover up for money laundering. A lot of real estate heads are on the run. A lot of them cannot stay in Oka. People are looking for them. That's the truth. That's why you have to be careful about companies you sell for. You have to be careful, especially people that really don't like coming out and say, I don't want to be shown. I don't want to be known. You need to be very careful about them. Because tomorrow, they will look for them, they don't find them. The client will come and hold you as a realtor responsible. You are the one that made this sale, so I will hold you. Now, that's where some realtors don't understand. Realtors can be put in prison. You can be put in prison for selling a property. You can enter serious legal issues when you sell wrongly. So make sure you are very careful about properties you sell. Before I sell a property, I will ask you, do you know this person? I want to know your relationship before I say, okay, I'll market this property for you. I want to know your relationship so that tomorrow, when we want to hold, I know who to hold. The next time, when there is a legal issue, we know who to go and put in prison. We can hold the person. So don't just sell and say, oh, this property is looking to, it's good, buy. Do your due diligence. Make sure that those people are also out there, they are in front. That's why I talk about companies who their heads are not in front. They need to be in front. They need to be showing themselves. It's when they show themselves that people know them. So that tomorrow, if they want to look for them, they easily know. But a lot of companies now, their heads, the people that own the companies are not showing. You only see the managers. You only see the other people, but the head, you can only see them one-on-one, but you not see them online, digitally. So that tomorrow, when they want to run, they vamoose. And you cannot come and catch anybody. So very, very important that real estate agents are aware of this. So in conclusion of our module today, real estate is one of the most promising industries worldwide. It's one of the most promising. It's an industry that can give you any amount you want. You can make any amount of money you want to make in real estate. Now, by understanding the basic terminologies and the property types and how to start, you can position yourself to not just start up real estate, but to take it far, to earn the amount you want to earn, and to stay in real estate for a very long time. You can position yourself to also grow and succeed in real estate. And you need to be aware of these challenges so that you realign your mindset when you hit them. You will know what you should do when you meet those challenges. And then you need to have a mentor who can guide you on how to succeed, who can show you some of the errors they made so that you will not also make them. Who can share with you some of the secrets in real estate business, because this business is a business of secrets. Real estate. There are a lot of things you don't know yet about real estate that if you know just one bit, it will skyrocket you. That's why it's very important to have someone that can guide you in the real estate business. So that is it for today on real estate, introduction to real estate, the basics you need to know. But we are going to be shutting down for today. Remember, this is Vatican Realtors Academy, and we're live at Hallmark Plaza beside Udoka Housing Estate by Enugu Onitsha Expressway, Oka, Anambra State. Please join us next Thursday. We'll be talking about investing, real estate investing. We'll be talking about how to do land acquisitions. We'll be talking about the documents, the different types of documents and land. We'll be talking about property sizes, that is land sizes and their meanings. We'll be talking about a whole lot of things. Don't miss that. 11 a.m. on Thursday next week. Please join us. So for those of us here, we'll shut down and take questions. I still remain Coach Emmanuel Josiah. You can send me a DM. If you have a question online, send me a DM and I will respond to you, either on this video or as a message on my Facebook. Remain blessed till we see you again. Okay, any questions?